Good launch there from the Hansen brothers. Not a bad start as well from Heikkinen on the inner side of the track. Keep an eye out for Grosjean. He's trying to go the long way around the outside. Kevin on the inside ahead of Timmy into turn 1. And Grosjean gets shuffled out wide into P5 as he goes wide through turn number 1. And then it's Toppy in P3. Andreas Stefan now in 4th position, but he has a bit of a slide on through turn number 2. And that allows Grosjean to close right up. And he's going to surely send it down the inside into the left-hander. He does. There's contact between the two drivers as they go through there. Who got back in front? It's still Andreas in P4.
Yeah, so that door shut pretty quick for Grosjean as they came into that corner, and it's quite a nasty tyre barrier on the inside, so he didn't want to catch out on that one. But he looked like he was going to try and launch an attack up the inside of Andreas Stefan into the hairpin. Andreas, you can see, ran a little bit wide back of your shot, and Grosjean has managed to get through up into 4th place. So now he's going to start to try and chase down this lead pack.
Very impressive opening lap there from Grosjean. If he hadn't gone wide at that first corner, he'd have probably been fighting with these top 3 at the moment. But a mistake he made, braked a little bit too late into there, and you can see there he's really pushing on very hard at the moment in these opening stages. Let's see whether he's able to close the gap down to Toppy Heikkinen and the Hansen brothers who are out in front. It's exactly the same story as we had in the last race, but it's the Kevin Hansen, the younger Hansen brother, who is leading the way at the moment, now half a second ahead of brother Timmy.
Yeah, I was over just speaking to Kevin and Timmy before this race, and Kevin told me he was struggling with his starts yesterday, so he's had to completely change his start procedure around. And yesterday I think he was trying to ride the clutch off of the line, and today he's saying he's just dropping the clutch, and that meant that he's been able to get away in front of Timmy in this case.
Well, Kevin there made a really good hairpin, but Timmy looks like he made a little bit of a mistake, which allowed Heikkinen to just close up ever so slightly between all of those drivers. Coming through into the left-hander of turn number 2 we are now, and very much want to time through these guys at the moment. Nobody putting too much pressure on one another. They're keeping it sensible at the moment. The thing is they know that when the real action happens, it's going to be in the semis and the final.
Yeah, so they know that they need to try and get a time on the board, and of course it is between these top 3 guys as to who's going to be the top qualifier of this round. And as it stands, it's going to be Kevin that is in the box seat to take that position. It just depends whether his brother or Toppy have got anything to respond to him by.
Well, let's wait and see what will happen. Lap 3 out of 5 we are on over the timing line through the left-hander then of turn number 1. Now starting the penultimate lap here of Q3 of race 3. You can see there Heikkinen, again, just making a couple of errors, running a little bit wide there through turn 2. That compromises his run through turn 3. And again, another fastest lap there, but this time it's the older Hansen brother of Timmy who is faster. So maybe he's finally gotten his act together, and maybe we'll see a launch of attack between himself and Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, only a 10th difference between the two of them in terms of their fastest laps. So he's going to need to try and find a bit more of a deficit if he wants to try and close up the gap to Kevin. And at the moment, it doesn't seem quite like he's close enough, although coming up through this final section, he seems to really close up on Kevin.
Yeah, it looks like he's confident in the final sector there is Timmy. It's where we've seen him be strong over the course of today, but for that mistake, he had a couple of laps to go through that hairpin. On the final lap now, though, it's really going to be elbows out, but it's still Kevin that leads the way very commandingly as things stand, and you would expect that to be the pecking order over the timeline as well. They don't need to squabble amongst one another. They're both comfortably going to be through to the semis. And it will be interesting to see how it all plays out between these guys in the semis and indeed the finals as well. Toppy's going to make it through, as will Jerome and Andreas. So all of these drivers pretty much a dead cert for the semi-finals, but they'll want to have some good times to keep themselves in good contention here to get the best grid slot for the semi-finals there as well. So coming through the left-hander, then the right. Just one more corner to go. Kevin Hansen, what a brilliant race it's been. He struggled with his starts yesterday. He's turned around his fortunes and he takes victory in Q3, race 3. A nice flourish to the finish there for Toppy Heikkinen in P3 as well. Grosjean will come over the line in P4, and Andreas Stefan, the German, comes home in